Are you enjoying yourself? I hope you're having a good fucking week. I hope it's going better than my week. I don't know if I'll get right into it. Unfortunately, a great comedian, great friend, just one of the best people I ever met, passed away yesterday, Charlie Murphy. And can't fucking believe it, man. Really cannot believe it. I hadn't talked to him in about a year, and I had no idea that he was sick to that level. So I think it's still hitting me, man. It's unbelievable. I'm so sick of fucking hilarious, great people dying. I was actually talking with a friend of mine the other day. I was just like, dude, do hacks ever die? Like, when was the last time somebody who truly sucked at stand-up comedy died? It's fucking unbelievable. What do hacks eat? If I had the fucking money, I swear to God, I'd get to, man, maybe what's funny? I actually realized halfway through this that I'm still alive. So aren't I kind of shitting on myself? Somebody's got to put together the hack diet, whatever that is. Those motherfuckers live to be like 85, 90. Anyways, another just giant. I mean, you're talking about somebody who, when I met him in 2004, had already lived like 4 lifetimes. He had 4 unbelievable books. From his childhood to his teenage years in early 20s, living in Brooklyn and all this shit that he did, to going into the Navy, to his brother blowing up and then him getting out of the Navy and working security on the tour and then morphing into like a screenwriter and actor. And then he gets on the Chappelle show, just was sitting around, as was told to me, just telling these stories of, back in the day, hanging out with everyone from Prince to Rick James. You've seen all those things. Stories about Whitney Houston. Sugar Ray Leonard, O.J. Simpson. He just, like, that sketch, which to this day, I'm telling you, I think is the greatest sketch of all time. The Charlie Murphy True Hollywood Story about Rick James. And I remember him telling me afterwards, I was just like, dude, how true is that shit? And he goes, well, yeah, obviously we exaggerate. Like, he didn't, when he hit me in the head, I didn't have a unity, thing on my head. But he's like, yeah, he did. They were like in the back of the limo or something. And, Rick just kind of he was trying to be like friendly, but was like, and he kind of hit Charlie like hard enough in the head that I guess Eddie and his friends were waiting for Charlie to react because they knew how Charlie was. And Charlie kind of got mind fucked for half a second, thinking like, I'd stomp the shit out of anybody who did this to me, but it's Rick James. And it kind of took him like an hour before he was like, fuck this. And, obviously didn't kick him up on a dresser, but he did fucking rough him up a little bit in the back room. And then when his security came in, he did bring him over to the window and say that he was going to throw him out if they came anywhere near him. So, yeah, man, it's just really a sad day. And that guy was and he was such a great guy. I told you guys this story before. He saved my fucking ass one time. I was trying to get in shape, right? As always, as I always am. I was living in New York City, and I started going down to Gleason's Gym out in Brooklyn, because I didn't want to get all fucking, I was Billy Reese Swank is, I believe, what I was calling myself, or they were giving me shit because I just went down there in an actor-performer kind of way to get in boxing shape without ever fucking, getting my head kicked in. So when I told Charlie that I was going down to Gleason's Gym, he goes, I just remember going, oh, yeah? Okay, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. He goes, you're going to be over there for about 6 weeks. And out of nowhere, he goes, some dude's going to come up to you and start telling you, be like, how long you been boxing for? Really? Oh, man, you nice, man. You're nice. We got to spar sometime. He goes, he's going to amp you all up to get you into the ring so he can try out a bunch of shit that he does that he's not dumb enough to try out on a professional boxer, and he's going to beat the fuck out of you. And I was just like, and he just started laughing at me. I'm like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. Dude, I'm telling you, it was like whatever time he said, 3 weeks or 6 weeks, it was like right on the nose. I'm sitting there, on the heavy bag, like the comedian / sometimes actor I am, hitting the bag like, poo, 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 right? And this black dude shredded comes over. He's like, yo, man. He goes, how long you been boxing for? It was almost like Charlie's head was on the guy's head. He said the exact same thing. Oh, man, you nice, man. You ought to get in the fucking ring and all this shit. And I just started laughing. I was like, fuck. I'm a fucking comedian. I'm horrific. I'm not getting in there so you can try out all your new shit on me. And the guy just started laughing, threw his head back, laughed, and then walked away. And it was so weird. I was like, that guy was going to beat the fuck out of me. So then I told it to Charlie, thinking that he would be amazed that, like, dude, I called it. What the fuck did I say? And he was just like, yeah, he's like, I told you. He did that like a million times. Like he just had this, I don't know. He had like this fucking sixth sense. And I tell you some of those other stories, the OJ one and the Whitney one, but I just feel like those were his stories to tell. And if he wanted to share them, he would have. But so I can only tell you the ones. I remember when we were on that Chappelle Show tour, it was me, Donnell, Ashy Larry, and him. And Charlie was the guy who actually showed me that you could write a new hour of material in 2 months, because I saw him do it. Because he blew up, on the second season with that Rick James story. And Donnell came up with the idea for the tour. He was like, yo, son, we should go out on tour, blah, blah, blah. So, we'll have Bill open up. We'll bring you out. Charlie, you can host it. And then Donnell would close. And I think Charlie maybe did. This is the fucking balls this guy had. I think he did maybe 6 shows before we did our first show. And I believe it was Dayton, Ohio. And we didn't even have an agent. And Donnell booked the thing. And so we went out there. I was like the only white guy in the room, in the theater. And we went out there. And Charlie hosts. And he went out and just went, Charlie Murphy. I'm Rick James, bitch, or something like that. Place went fucking nuts. He told like 2 more jokes, brought me out, and everybody's looking at me like, who the fuck is this guy? Is this one of the writers? Is this one of the creators? Is this the agent on the tour? Nobody had any idea who the fuck I was. So I did my bullshit. Charlie came out, told another couple of jokes, and then Donnell closed the show. Everybody had a great time, and afterwards, we went into the back room. Okay, now we're in the green room, and there's like 20 people in there, and we don't know anybody. Once again, I'm the only white dude in there. Me, Donnell, and Charlie are sitting at this table, and all of a sudden, these 2 guys come up. Or was it one guy? I can't remember. And just had like a fucking bag of cash from that night's gig. And he had it all banded up and just threw it on the table. And it all spilled out, and it was just sitting there. And I was sitting there like, what the fuck? And Donnell and Charlie didn't move, so I didn't move. And I was just sitting there as the white dude, like going, I guess this is how black people pay each other. They have 20 complete strangers in the fucking room drinking and partying, and then just a bunch of cash. I felt like we robbed a bank or something. So we sat there, I swear to God, for at least one more Mobb Deep song or whatever the fuck was playing at that time. The thong song, I can't remember what era it was. And finally, I forget, it was either Donnell or Charlie just sort of casually sat up and just took the money, put it in the bag, and then put it down by their side, which made me relax a little bit more. And I was just like, I was sitting there going like, I don't think I'm ready for this fucking tour. This is not the way you get paid at the Funny Bone. So we stayed there maybe for like another half hour. And then we finally get up to leave, and we're just walking out, and you're just feeling eyeballs on us because we got this big bag. It's just cash. And we go out, and we get into the fucking, they had rented this fucking limo for us. And we got in the car, and the second the car doors closed and we start driving away, Donnell just goes, yo, what the fuck? And Charlie was just freaking out. And I was just like, just the epiphany that they were actually freaking out too. And I had no idea. You'd never know looking at their face. I'm sure everybody in the room knew that I was fucking uncomfortable. And suffice to say, after that, we got ourselves an agent, and we got paid by check after that. It was just us in the room. And that was that infamous tour where they would always make fun. That's where that joke came from. This motherfucker got 5 shirts. That's where that one came from, because they always made fun of my clothes. And there was that time when I was hungover and I just didn't want to get in the car and deal with this shit. And they had taught me about the itis, which was basically when you eat like a food that's rich in flavor but low in fucking nutrition. You end up taking a quick cat nap because your body literally has to shut everything else down to figure out how to digest what you just put in your stomach. So I was standing outside this hotel, hungover as hell, and I just, oh my God, we were doing that. It used to be it was the Chicago Zanies, and then you do Mount Vernon and then St. Charles. It was this 3-gig run through northern Illinois. I forget where we go. We just done Zany's, and I got too drunk. I had a fucking headache, and I'm walking out trying to get fresh air going. I got to deal with these two fucking assholes all the way up to this club. It's a 2-hour drive. They're nonstop going to be fucking hammering me. I looked down the street, and there was a Popeyes. And I just remember them telling me about the itis, and I said, fuck this. And I went down there. I got a bucket of chicken, biscuits with mashed potatoes, gravy, all of that shit. And I brought it into the fucking limo. I was like, hey, guys, I got some food. They're like, oh, great. And they dug in, they started eating, and I didn't have one piece of it. And I swear to God, within 20 minutes, they were both asleep. And they slept the entire fucking ride. I basically poisoned them. Temporary poisoned them. And it worked like a goddamn charm. And I don't know. I had to say something about Charlie. It's still too sad to really get into the feelings of all this. But he truly was not only one of the most amazing just lives of anybody ever lived. He just was truly one of the best guys that I ever met in this business. So. All right, that's it. No getting emotional on the podcast. Okay.